We need to first make sure that everything is in its lowest terms. And to do that, we're going to factor both the top and the bottom and see if I can cancel anything. So let's start with the top part here. When I factor this, the first thing I'm going to do is 2 times -4, which is -8. So I want factors of -8. 1 and 8, 2 and 4, and they have to subtract to give me 7. So this will be positive and this will be negative. So I'm going to rewrite my fraction, or my top part, as 2x squared minus 1x plus 8x minus 4, because this piece right here simplifies to 7. Now I'm going to factor by grouping. I'm going to factor out an x, and I'm left with 2x minus 1. I'm going to factor out the plus, and I can also factor out a 4, which means I'm dividing a 4 out of both. And I'm left with 2x minus 1. So when I factor this, I have 2x minus 1 in common, and left over I have an x plus 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that this equals, the numerator is the quantity 2x minus 1 and the quantity x plus 4. The denominator, I can factor out a 5 and an x. So when I factor out a 5x, it means I'm dividing it out of both terms. And I'm left with an x plus 4. So now that I'm completely factored, I'm going to cancel top to bottom. So I'm going to cancel this x minus 4 with x minus 4. And left over, I have a 2x minus 1 for the numerator and a 5x for the denominator. And there's my final answer. Let's try one more. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to factor. The numerator I can factor out of 3. When I factor out of 3, I'm dividing it out of both. I'm left with a 2 minus x. The denominator is the difference of two perfect squares. So the square root of x squared is x. The square root of 4 is 2, 1 plus, and 1 minus. All right, so here's where we need to be careful. This piece right here is not the same thing as this piece right here. But I can reorder it. I have a negative x plus 2. It's still not the same. So what's the next thing we could possibly do? Well, let's factor out a negative. So let's divide out a -1 of both pieces. So I have a -3 on the outside. I would have an x minus 2 over the quantity x minus 2, x plus 2. Does this help? Well, it sure does. Those can cancel, so my final answer is -3 over x plus 2.